Okay, I don't really have any videos edited right now for range reports. I got some work I need to do on those, but I haven't had a lot of time with the kids. There's been a couple of topics eating at me lately, some things I've been seeing going on, so I'm going to do my first rant video. I'll try to keep them short, and I'm going to break it into two different videos here so as not to make it too long. And won't make a habit of this. I like to keep my videos fairly positive, but there's a couple of things I want to discuss that have really been bothering me. The first are safety Nazis. I have just had it up to here with the people leaving negative comments on people's gun videos like, oh, I can't believe you swept your hand with the gun. Oh, I can't believe you pulled the trigger on a gun. And you always treat them like they're loaded. You know, all you're doing when you say things like this is you're just exposing your own ignorance. People who have experience with guns know you sometimes have to realize the gun's unloaded and treat it as such. You can't treat every gun like it's loaded all the time. It's just ridiculous to even think so. That's just garbage that some people spew out to placate people that are anti-gun. I mean, I'm not saying that you shouldn't always be safe and you shouldn't always check your guns, because you should. I mean, that's just common sense. But sometimes you have to treat a gun like it's unloaded. If I'm fitting a barrel bushing on a gun, I have to look down the barrel. You know, if I'm practicing properly with my gun, I have to dry fire it. I have to fire it like it's not, you know, as if I'm pulling the trigger on it. So I have to know it's not loaded when I do that. You just can't always treat a gun like it's loaded. That's just stupid. So quit leaving these comments on people's videos after they've already even shown you that they've checked the gun, and then you say, oh, you put your finger in front of the barrel. Well, you know, for video purposes, sometimes you got to do that to hold the gun right so it can be seen. And sometimes you got to point the camera down the barrel to show somebody something, or show them a bushing fitting or something. It's not unsafe. They've checked the gun. They're pointing the gun at a camera, and besides, they're not putting you at risk anyway. They're not even putting themselves at risk. You know, if you see someone doing something stupid like putting a gun to their temple and pulling the trigger, you know, that deserves a negative comment. But just holding a gun by the barrel and the stock and holding it in front of the camera to where people can see it, or showing someone the barrel bushing in a gun, or just pulling the trigger and showing someone how the gun fires, that's not unsafe. Like I said, all you're doing is exposing your own ignorance. You're just exposing the fact that you haven't had much experience with guns, because if you had, you'd know better. I know you're trying to seem like you're I guess they're just trying to seem like, oh, I know so much about guns and I'm so safe. Well, you know, no you don't. Because if you did, you wouldn't make big deals out of little things like that. So there's my rant on safety Nazis. I hope it wasn't too negative, but I did want to make that. It's just been eating at me lately. And I've gotten it a lot. I've had to delete so many comments from my videos of people complaining about, oh, you swept your fingers with that gun, or oh, I can't believe you pulled the trigger on that gun. You know, I'm like, I'm showing you how to dry fire the gun. I'm showing you how the hammer works. I'm showing you how the trigger works. It's kind of necessary for an educational video. Maybe you should write letters to Hollywood about how they shouldn't be using guns in their movies because it's just too dangerous. That could be a better way to spend your time probably than bothering people making informative videos on the internet. But like I say, that's my rant. This is a Yankee Marshal. Thanks for listening. Talk to you later.